So here's a video on personal development, if you like. I had a patient come in and she was self-harming. And she was self-harming, trying to literally break her nose. Using an object and trying to break her nose. And I was like, wow, okay, and when did that happen? And it's recent. So I was like, well, where does this come from? And she's actually coming in to see me to have a liquid rhinoplasty. But I was like, we need to talk first because this is secondary. This is not important. You know, you need to figure out what's actually going on inside. Why would you hurt yourself? And apparently one of her family members when she was growing up, since the age of 11, was really abusive and used to say, you know, you're never going to get married because you've got such a ugly fat nose. So she was trying to break her nose, and we ended up just talking for about half an hour before I did any treatment to her, because these kind of things really wind me up, but also I'm really passionate about helping people, not only superficially but actually more on a deeper level, and it's just my purpose. So I wasn't bothered about doing any filler treatment. Filler treatment's great, but it's just a plaster, right? You have to really figure out what's going on. So I start talking to her, and I said to her, okay, well, when did this happen? So when you was 11, this relative, do they still live with you? She's like, no. Okay, so now the environment's safer and better, and it's less abusive. Are you spending much time with them? No, I'm not. I don't really see them anymore. It's a lot better. Okay, fantastic. So you've sorted out the environment for this abuse. So now what's going on? Why is this still going around in your head? She goes, well, I goes, what are you thinking about? What language are you using? She goes, oh, well, when I get upset, I will sit down and I'll say, she's right, I'm never going to get married. I'm no good. I'm not worthy. And I was like, well, you're pretty bloody cruel to yourself. Like, sort yourself out. You're more abusive to yourself than this woman was, than this relative was. And so I was like, be very conscious of your self-dialogue, because you've got to be your biggest fan. You've got to love yourself. Right? I always say this, I hear myself saying it so much when I watch the videos. Love yourself, but it's so true. You have to love yourself. And she is abusing herself. I was like, this happened to you when you was getting tormented, and you're being made to feel like you're not good enough and you're ugly, right? That was then. But right now you're the abuser because you're still playing that. So I said, what are you doing to make yourself get into a better state? When you see or feel yourself getting depressed, or you hear this voice, or she was quite religious, because she was wearing a headscarf, so a hijab. So I was like, are you praying, right? I'm assuming if you pray, you take solace from that. You feel better, right? You have a connection with God, because she was religious. So are you praying then? Does that help you? Not enough. Okay, so maybe start praying more if you're religious. Do you meditate? For people that maybe don't have a denomination, or they're not religious. How much are you meditating? Are you doing yoga? That's good for relaxing you. Are you going to the gym? I know it's hard with COVID, but are you going to the gym, which improves your serotonin level? What kind of movies are you watching? Are you watching movies about abuse, or documentaries about abuse, or things that make you feel shit? Is that what you're doing? Or are you directing your brain consciously to things that make you feel happy, right? I gave her a challenge. I said, try to get depressed for me, but be in a state of gratitude first. So think of all the things you're grateful for. Think of 3 things. I want to feel it, see it. What did you hear? What did you see? What did you feel? And so she starts to go into gratitude and starts to smile. And I was like, right, now get depressed. And she couldn't do it. I was like, well, you're a bloody expert at getting depressed, aren't you? Get depressed. I can't now, because I've got all these bubbly feelings about my puppy. And it's like, oh, okay, so where focus goes, energy flows, right? So the point was, have daily habits and practices that help to keep you in a better frame of mind, that help to stop the depression, that help to stop that stupid voice of your parent or your teacher or your ex-partner that said you wasn't good enough or you're ugly, right? And make sure you're kinder to yourself, because it all starts from us, right? And I got really annoyed, but she could feel that it was just because I cared. I didn't know her, but being an empath, it's one of the curses and gifts. You just care about everyone, right? I gave her this advice. Her face looked amazing. I can't share the video, unfortunately, because I've just spoke about her, and she's a private person. But it was beautiful, because her nose looked actually probably a 9 out of 10 afterwards. We rebuilt the whole of the bridge. It looked so spectacular. However, that wasn't the most important thing. The most important thing for her wasn't having the nice nose, because she will just find another way to be horrible to herself. So be conscious of the language you use, your inner dialogue. What are you telling yourself? What are you saying to yourself? And how does that make you feel? And catch it and stop it and say, no, stop with the abuse. But on a serious note, do that. The minute you say something like, oh, you're no good, that's not you saying that. That's not your soul, that's not your spirit, that's not God, right? That is some twat that has made you feel shit in the past. So don't allow that voice to creep in. It's not your voice. And you say, stop. I am amazing, and believe it. And then do the daily habits and practices, meditation, swimming, wherever it takes. Develop habits to control your mind, and be conscious of what you're feeding it. Are you watching the news and feeling crap? Or are you watching a comedy and laughing your head off? Yeah? Be conscious. Be conscious of your environment, be conscious of what you're feeding yourself, and be conscious of your inner dialogue. Be kind to yourself. Give love, but also give love to yourself, not only to others. Anyway, thank you for listening to my rant. I hope this helps you. If it has, leave a comment. Nice one.